Morning. It's another lovely day, but we're expecting rain tomorrow. So I'm outside and I was just thinking to myself, we need some new toothpaste. So I'm going to make some Horsetail toothpaste and I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. It's really easy and it's really, really good for your teeth and your enamel because Horsetail is full of silica, which means you can also, well, there's also other minerals in there, but the silica helps to take up the minerals. Horsetail is, I've talked about it before when I was complaining about it going wild in the polytunnel, and I've talked about it in relation to potato blight because you can use a horsetail tea and spray your potatoes to protect them from blight, but it's also really good for people. So Horsetail is an excellent tonic for the urinary system and for the reproductive system. So it can ease heavy blood flow and wounds, but it can also tone up the whole urinary system and the kidneys. It's a very good diuretic, but it's also a gentle astringent as well, and very soothing if there's a problem such as cystitis. So I'm going to gather some of this to make toothpaste, but I'll just tell you a bit more about it. It's also a beauty. It's also a great plant for beauty because not only is it good for your teeth, it's also good for your hair and nails because of the silica content. So I've more than enough here for toothpaste. In fact, I've already got some which I've dried and I've chopped it all up down to a powder. So let's come with me and I'll show you how to make the toothpaste. So I'll just say a bit more about Horsetail because I was reading, when I used to have a health shop, there was an article I read that women who had been taken into psychiatric wards or hospitals, the ones who recovered the most quickly were the ones who had their hair done. And this phrase that we already know, we're having a bad hair day. Every woman knows when their hair doesn't look good, they really feel bad. They don't feel good about themselves. And, if you're a woman with a psychiatric illness, for example, depression or postnatal depression or whatever, if you have your hair made beautiful, it really, really picks up the spirits and makes you feel better. So they did a trial with silica and they gave silica to women in hospital, and those whose hair improved made the most rapid recovery. So silica is definitely one of the beauty minerals and it's abundant in Horsetail. So that's the fresh Horsetail I've just picked. I've got some here that I've dried and some of that I've whizzed up and broken it down into a powder, which I have here. And this is what I'm going to put into the toothpaste. It's not a powder exactly, but it's tiny, tiny little bits. I could use this as a condiment as well. I could put it into soups and stews, and then I'm getting that rich silica content that is going to benefit skin, hair and nails, but also the teeth. So although that's a very fine powder now, I'm going to just put it in here and see if I can grind it up just a little bit more. The other things you need, it's so simple, you have nearly all of it at home. Coconut oil, bicarbonate of soda, and I've also got some activated charcoal in a powder form. If you have capsules, you can just open the capsule. And I've got some peppermint oil just for taste. So all we have to do is blend this together. So I'm just going to take some of the, I've also got these little containers. Now you could have any container, you could even just have a bowl. I've got the containers because I'll be dipping my toothbrush in, so I'm going to make a toothpaste for Lol as well, and I'm going to make one for my daughter. So this is how we do it. We just take some coconut oil. It's been sitting out here for 10 minutes or so, so it's nice and soft. So that's lovely and soft. I'm just beating it up a little bit. Horsetail is one of those weeds that people are desperate to get rid of. Thing is, it has exceptionally long roots, and as I say, it has a very high content of silica, but also other minerals. And so when it's coming up through the surface of the soil, all those minerals are coming up as well. Look at it. It looks like a little tree. And it used to be a tree. Millions of years ago, this was maybe 40, 60 foot high. But obviously it's changed over the millennia and millions of years, and it's just a little weed nowadays. But it is so beneficial. I did mention that I've used it as a prophylactic against potato blight. And now I'm using it for toothpaste. And I'm going to also use it I'm going to trial some face creams and see how it helps. So there's my nice soft coconut oil. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, which is alkalizing in the mouth, which means it's going to reduce inflammation and prevent disease. It's alkalizing. I'm just going to mix that in, break up all the little particles. And now I'm going to put in some activated charcoal powder. So this is in a powder form. I just picked it up in the health shop. You can get it in your local health shop. If you can't get it in a powder form, you can just get it in capsules and then open up the capsules. And why I'm putting this in is because charcoal is one of those things that draws out bacteria. It helps the body get rid of toxins and waste that it doesn't need. Just putting in half a teaspoon. So it's going to really clean the spaces between the teeth and the gums and draw out any toxins and bacteria that could lead to gum disease or tooth decay. And it doesn't look very nice, but just imagine. You may think your teeth look clean and white, but they're probably covered in, I'm not saying they're probably covered, but you know, when we're going through the day eating and drinking, and we may not, some people don't produce enough saliva to keep washing over their teeth. So that's where the charcoal comes in really handy to just pull out all those toxins that can cause damage to teeth and gums. So now I'm going to put in the ground up horsetail. So it's been ground up in a food processor and a coffee grinder, and I've pummeled it with the pestle and mortar, and I'm just going to stir it in. I'll put a little bit more in. I mentioned that horsetail is really beneficial for the urinary system, especially if you have inflammation such as cystitis or urethritis, because it's soothing and moisturizing to those delicate tissues, but it's also astringent, so it's going to tone them up and make them less susceptible to problems. It's also very good for children with bedwetting problems because of the astringency and the toning efforts. So, you know, don't dismiss it as a weed like other people do. So I think I have enough in now. And now I'm just going to add a little. I don't agree with taking essential oils internally. But this is only going to be in the mouth, and it's going to be obviously spit it out. So I'm going to put a couple of drops in just for taste to make it pleasant to use. And I'm going to give that a good stir as well. Hey! Imagine, we're so used to commercial toothpaste that are brilliant white, suggesting that we'll all have brilliant white teeth. And look at this. It's as black as coal, black as charcoal, and yet it's going to do much more good things for our teeth and gums. So that's all done. I'm just going to pop it now into one of my little containers. Any little thing, it could be a little glass jar, it could be anything, just so that it's for personal use, as opposed to everybody in the household using the same jar, because we don't want to spread any bacteria from one person to another. And there has been, I can't remember his name, but somebody spent time with some indigenous people, some bush people, and they had the most brilliant of teeth, and they used horsetail to clean their teeth. Now you could just do that. You could just pick up a piece of horsetail and rub your teeth with it, and it's going to have a wonderful cleansing and polishing effect. But we are doing it a little bit more of a processed way, putting it into our toothpaste. So there's the first one. Don't forget to label, just in case you don't use it straight away and you wonder what this black goo is. So that's it, it's so simple. I hope it's made you think more highly of horsetail and that you will try to use it, and just be aware that it is very beneficial on many levels for both garden and for the human body. So have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. If you'd like to know more about us, take a look at the website danusirishherbgarden.com. There you can find out all about the herbal medicine courses and the wise woman training, retreats and more. And you can take a look in the shop for my books and for other herbal goodies on sale. In the meantime, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.